1111, 1212, 2222, 333, 444, 8421. Have you been seeing these types of numbers everywhere? Have you been noticing that every time you look at your cell phone or you're looking at a license plate, seeing a news flash, seeing some sequence of numbers, and they are similar, they come in pairs, there's a pattern to them. Have you been noticing that? In this video, I'm going to tell you my personal experience about it and what it means, and also how you can actually use these numbers for your benefit and to open a spiritual channel. You are divine. Those of you who are new, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Natasha, the Cosmic Empress, and I am actually here in my backyard enjoying the last rays of fall sunshine. It's getting cooler, but it's really beautiful, and I thought I'd film outside today. So, what compelled me to make this video right now is that in the last months, and especially in the last few weeks, I have been seeing these numbers every single time I look at a cell phone or my car clock when I'm driving, or anywhere I look, I see numbers. I always see them. Even 122. I just looked at my video clock. It said 122. So the numbers I personally have been seeing the most is 1s and 2s in different combinations. So is it random? No. There is nothing random in the universe that happens. And seeing these numbers is not random. So in the last few weeks, because this has been happening so much, I've been really trying to pay attention when it happens and trying to feel and receive what it actually means. So I'm talking from my own personal experience. So first of all, excuse me, I still have this cough going on. First of all, what it means is that your legions of light, your heavenly team, your team of spirit guides, angels, your wider circle of guides, ascended masters, all the positive, high vibrational, I would say people, light beings on the other side are trying to communicate with you, and they're being successful because you're noticing the numbers. Okay, so your heavenly team of light is communicating with you to tell you something, to make you pay attention. And I know that, you are a spiritual seeker, as I am. And we're always trying to connect with our higher guides. We're trying to connect with our spirit guides, with God, with the angels, with those who are there to help you and guide you. And it's not easy. These communications usually come in very subtle forms, subtle small forms. It's very seldom that someone sees a vision of an angel, or hears a booming voice, or gets direct clairvoyant messages every day, like an inbox, boom, boom, boom. It doesn't happen like that. And in order to come to that point, you have to have very, very many years of practice as a spiritual seeker. So for most of us, and to me it doesn't happen like that either, I also have to work, meditate every day to be able to receive messages. I've worked hard at it. I'm not a 5th or 6th generational psychic, and you don't have to be. Every single one of you is intuitive, psychic, connected, has your beautiful spirit guide team. We all have 4 to 7 spirit guides dedicated to us. Each of you has one dedicated to you in this lifetime, and they're constantly trying to communicate with you and guide you. So they're the first ones who are always communicating with you, and then there's a wider circle, an outer circle of angels, archangels, and guides as well. But the communication from your spirit team to you is hard, and it comes very subtly. And when you start seeing these numbers, 11, 11, 12, 12, these sequences of numbers, as a plane flies overhead. Do you remember? Those of you from my tarot channel last year, I was doing readings outside, and the plane would always come when I turn on the camera. Another sign from above. Anyways, so Your spirit guides, when you're seeing these numbers, you can give yourself a pat on the shoulder. You can say, yes, finally I'm getting some messages. Finally the channels are opening. Why? Because what happens is your guides give you an impulse. They work with impulses, okay? Did you know that? When your guides are communicating with you, it's very subtle. Sometimes it's an itch in your toe, or it's a certain feeling you get, or it's warmth, or there can be any type of trigger that you get, which means they're trying to communicate to you, trying to catch your attention, to pay attention to what's going on in that moment. So when you start looking at that clock in that moment, that those numbers become apparent in a sequence, it's that you are being receptive to the trigger, to the small impulse, to the little nudge of your spirit guides. And that means your channels are opening. It means that you are listening, you're receiving something. So it's not the numbers that magically change when you look at them. It's like they're going, and you look, it's like they're going like this. And it's like they're going, open your eyes in that very second. And they're doing that because it's something you do normally. I mean, you look at your cell phone 10 times a day, or 1,000 times a day, maybe 100 times a day. You look at the clock all the time. You're looking around. So it's easy for them to trigger you to do something you do anyways. And by seeing those numbers, the guides are thinking, hopefully, okay, maybe she will notice that there's something going on, that this is not random. So it's your guides showing you that there is a purpose, there is an intention, there is order, that something is happening and you are supposed to pay attention in that moment. So it is your receptive, I would say, opening up to your spirit guides and angels and that team of light beings. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So what does it exactly mean? Now, of course, each number sequence in numerology has a different meaning, but what I have found, and I saw those 1s and 2s most, that's what I see almost all the time. And those are the strongest numbers, those are the most prevalent numbers. And what it means is, first of all, pay attention to that moment. Pay attention to your thought, to your surroundings, to your situation. And at the same time, they're giving you reassurance. They're telling you, you're not alone in this. You're on the right path. Pay attention. We're here to guide you. And every time I see these numbers and I look, I get a feeling of kind of like this. I mean, in the last few months, things have been really difficult for me personally. I've been going through so much in the last year. In the last few months, I have doubted myself. I've doubted my path. I've doubted so much. And every time when I'm doubting, I look and I see these numbers and I'm like, thank you. Thank you for letting me know that it's going to be okay. Thank you for letting me know that you're there for me, that I'm not alone, and that I am on the right path. Because if you're totally disconnected and on the wrong path, you will not see these numbers most likely. You will see these numbers when you need reassurance and when you've turned and when you're doing something positive, when you're shifting your vibration, when you are starting to open up, when you're starting to move more towards your purpose and your path, your highest path in life. You're automatically shifting your vibration, and that's when you are actually listening to your higher guidance automatically. Okay, if you found that you have really shifted your mindset, things are moving, there's big changes in your life. It also means that you have received higher guidance, and that has been a reason for you to shift your vibration. So when the numbers start coming, you should know, okay, you're on the right path. It's really okay. What you're doing is good. You're not alone. So for me, just seeing these numbers over and over has helped me so much, has been so reassuring, especially when I'm feeling really crappy. I'm feeling crappy. I'm driving. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like, I'm feeling sick. Everything's going haywire. What's going on? Then I look and I see 2222. Or I see 1212. And every time every single time I've been feeling bad, these numbers come up every single time. And like the 5th or 6th time, I was like, okay, all right, okay. Thank you. I understand. I feel better. And so when I look at the clock, I already look with the expectation to see these numbers, and there they are. So to me personally, it means that I am on the right path. I should not despair. When I'm feeling really down, it's time to like look at the positive side. It's time to get out of my negative spiral of thinking. These numbers often come up when I'm in a negative spiral of thinking, when I'm kind of revolving these thoughts round and round my head. We all do this, and we get into this negative spiral, and that's many times when these numbers snap me out of it. And then I try to be open and perceptive and just be still for a moment, and I always get a warm and comforting and calm feeling. And I know those are my guides sending me healing and love and support. So I believe it's a beautiful thing. So if you're seeing these numbers, you're getting support. You're being told you are on the right path. It's going to be okay. Or pay attention and move back onto the right path. So how you can use this for your benefit. You can actually use this consciously to get more connected to your guides, because everything works through intention. Being able to communicate with your spirit guides is a matter of intention and practice and focus, okay? Every single one of you can connect to your spirit guides. It doesn't happen like this. You have to work at it like everything. There's no spiritual bypass on, manifesting your guides, manifesting things, being able to communicate. It's all a matter of focus and practice and a little bit of work and effort and intention. So what you can do to start easily to get your guides to speak to you, you can set the intention. You can say, dear spirit guides, even if you don't know their names, you don't know what's going on, it doesn't matter. They're there. You can say, dear spirit guide team, talk to me with the numbers. Give me the impulse. Show me the numbers. I want to see these numbers, 11, 11, 12, 12, 22, 22, any sequence of numbers. And you'll notice when you'll see all kinds of sequences of numbers. Ask them to show you these numbers when you need to see them. Ask you when you need reassurance. Say, I need to see these numbers. I need you to speak to me. I need you to communicate with me. I want to feel your presence. Show me through these numbers, because it's so easy to do. Say that. Just keep saying that. And then it'll happen. You'll see it'll start to happen. And then the moment you see the numbers, just be aware of what you're doing, where you are, what you're thinking, what's been going through your mind, and just try to create like a still space after seeing that. Just try to feel into it and calm down and take a few deep breaths, and something will come to you. And it's not going to be a booming voice. It's going to be a feeling. It's going to be a thought. It's going to be an idea. It's going to be something else that you see. And that means that you're giving your spirit guides a chance to really get through to you, to give you reassurance, to give you the message that you need in that moment, to help you make a better decision. And that truly, truly works. And it's been working for me, and I'm going to continue to do it this way, specifically with these numbers in the next few days. And why don't you do it? Why don't you try it and see what happens? And I can guarantee you, you're going to start to see these numbers. You're going to start to feel a feeling, or have a thought, or have some sort of resolution. Something will come through, and you just have to be really, really open. That's the thing when you are receiving messages from your spirit guides. You never know how it's going to come. You have to be completely open. You have to be open to anything that seems to pop into your mind, your heart, roundabout, something that you notice. And that will be the message from your spirit guides. So that's how you can actually actively use these numbers to excuse me, to have your spirit guides talk to you and communicate to you. Okay? All right. Well, try that and let me know in the next few days in the comments if it works. Let me know. I would be interested. And later on, I'll comment as well down below what happened to me in the next few days, because I'm going to do this actively. So let's do this experiment together, shall we? Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being here, for joining me. Thank you for spending time with me on this channel. I really, really appreciate it. Love you guys. Natasha, the Cosmic Empress. Bye for now.